Lulu, I'm sorry about your pets, but like that's the nature of the game, babe.
Yeah. Location, location, location.
You got to dig those motherfuckers up like Stephen King told you to.
Hate the player, not the game. Wait, she does hate the player. Fuck. Oh man, hate the game. Hate the system that it impregnates. Wait, empowers the game. Hate the systemic problem, not the person who has to play the game to survive or play the game better.
There's a saying in there
Lulu.
somewhere. Someone will tell us in a more eloquent way than whatever this is. Hi, friends. How is everyone? That is what you say. I was gonna say, how are you guys, and how are everyone? And I got really confused. Hi, friends. How are
Hi.
you? Pepper
How
says
are
hi.
you? Pepper
Pepper.
says, "Don't you dare walk past my house, you
Pepper.
disgusting person."
She sure is. She's like, what do you want? Don't you know I'm on patrol?
I'm a queen. Listen, if you're gonna walk past this house and not leave me a treat, you're terrible.
My first night having Pepper, so I like to sleep with the windows open when I can.
Yeah.
And Pepper is very reactive to other animals, all other animals. And in the middle of the night, I had my window open and there was another animal outside, a cat or a dog. I don't remember at this point. It's been a number of years. This dog got up, ran across the room, and jumped on top of my window. I'm convinced if had there not been a screen, she would have jumped out the window. And like this is a dog who has jumped out of my car window before, and then she got those privileges taken away. Pepper, we've done a lot of we've had a lot of incidences throughout our time together. What I've learned is that windows need to be closed. But yeah, so
Ooh.
she doesn't really jump on the windowsill anymore when she hears other animals, but she absolutely will look out there with the most serious of stances.
She is so buff too. Like I would be so scared if she's just like, really, seriously, come at
Yeah.
me. Oh my god, I love her. So
How are
great.
you?
I'm all right. You said sleep with the windows open. I'm like, yes. It's such a summer thing for me. And like growing up in the Midwest, we have a lot of like rainy evenings. We have a lot of overnight storms, which is like, good for the crops. Don't know why I said it like that. But I have learned that not all like screens are good for leaving your windows open because you
Mm-hmm.
will, yeah. So I don't know if it was or we had like an overhang or whatever, but when I was a kid, I feel like we would always have our windows open. Like I'd hear the crickets at night, especially in the summer. So, but I don't remember ever being rained on,
Yeah.
like waking up unless we were camping. So
That's actually
summers,
interesting.
yeah, I'm
Same.
like, I always had my windows open at night.
But I'm with you. I don't know. Maybe they make screens differently because I feel like I didn't realize until you
Yeah.
said it. But like the same phenomenon, I can't have my windows open when it rains, but I feel like I
No,
used to.
it gets really nasty.
Interesting.
Those summer nights.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have a lot of things to talk about. What do you have to talk about?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. A lot is happening like within like just like the summer, the fucking what is it, Emmys? Whatever awards are about to be announced. There's a lot happening pop culture wise. I want to know if you have any opinion on what Trisha Paytas is going to name her child.
I haven't. Oh, actually, you just uncovered a memory because I was going to say I haven't heard anything about Trisha Paytas in quite some time, but I
Mm.
actually did see a TikTok where she listed out some baby names that were so outrageous. I
It's a
almost
yeah.
blocked her. I think I
It's
like.
no, no. Don't let it fool you. What do you follow? Well, or have you seen the Nara Smith video?
Oh, she was making fun of Nora.
It was
So
a parody.
I have Nora Smith blocked as well.
Oh, I don't follow her by any means, but I happened to come across it because so many people are parodying it.
That makes
Trisha
sense.
just did such a good job that people were like, she's so weird, and it's like
Well,
she
she did
took
name her
certain
baby
phrases
Malibu Barbie.
and Elvis. I mean, she
So
did
like
a lot of things that are like, oh, okay, yeah, she would
it,
do that.
it's not outside the realm of possibility that she would name her baby Ziploc bag or whatever she was saying.
She's
What,
like,
what
I
were the names?
love spark and spam. I don't know what she said. What did she say? She's like, I love. Oh my gosh, It was terrible.
We have to look it up real quick. Boy names, she says lemon, papermate, squeezy and squashy.
Squeezy and squashy. Yeah. Do you want me to find the Nara Smith one?
No, I don't
Okay.
care. I don't. I know. No, I blocked her for a reason. I feel like I saw like
That's
three of her
fair.
episodes. It may have been the one where she was like, "I was making my homemade pop tarts," and I was like, "You know what, girl? You got to get the fuck out of here." I just like can't with that. She was recently on either Diary of a CEO or Jay Shetty's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I'm not a Trotter wife. This is what I am. I'm like, I'm not even watching that. I'm not watching that because that shit has been weird since the day I saw it. I don't want to see you on my For You page, and that is why you were blocked. I can't. That's just too
Fair.
much for me. Go
So
buy the high fructose corn syrup. It's actually going to be fine. Do you know what we're breathing in the air every day? You'll be fine.
you'll
We're
be
all
fine. Yeah. It's wild. So Trish, like fish, was parroting that, but she has given hints, and I don't think she's being completely ridiculous. I think she's telling the truth. So, what do you think this?
I was about to ask you the same thing. Okay, so her first baby's Malibu Barbie, second baby's Elvis. Do we know the baby's middle name?
I'm sure it's published somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, so if I had a baby named Malibu Barbie and I had a second baby named Elvis, I would name my third baby. We probably need to get into, so we have like inanimate objects slash like iconic characters. Then we have like a very famous person.
One might call him an iconic character.
No, he's not a character. Like Barbie's not a real person, is what I meant by character.
Okay, but like, yeah, but like Elvis Presley and Elvis. Yeah, okay. Okay, fair. Yep.
So maybe she would get into like animals, but like maybe iconic animals. So like, what was the name of that talking horse from like the 20s?
Mr. Ed?
Or like Marmaduke, or maybe like
Ooh.
Harambe. Or what did we name that baby hippo last year?
Mudang.
Oh, she's not gonna name it baby Mudang, but like something
I
along
wouldn't
those.
name my baby after a hippo, I will be honest. But Trish might. Okay. Mudang. Oh my god, that's so she gave some clues.
Okay.
Each of her children currently like have movie posters in their room. So she wanted a gender neutral name that would allow her to put a movie poster in the child's room. And the movie poster is like
Grease.
it has something to do with water, like nautical, like there's water in it.
The Shape of Water.
So I thought it could be Percy, Titanic, Nemo, Paytas.
Wait, hold on.
Rackman.
Well, hold on. I have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Has this baby been born? Does she already have a baby name, or are we actually guessing? Or like, am I guessing you're going to be like, no, she ended up naming the baby blah blah blah, or we're waiting until the baby's born?
So this current speculation is that the baby has been born because she hasn't posted in several days.
But we don't know confirmation on the name.
We don't know confirmation that the child has left the womb.
But we don't know
just-
the name
Absolutely not.
because she doesn't announce it until we know the baby is born. Because you know how some people are like, my baby's coming, it's going to be named. Like Kourtney Kardashian was like, I'm naming my baby.
Yeah,
Rocky.
no, she does like a whole Simba presentation on
gosh.
extra Thursdays online with Mario Lopez. I don't know. She always like has some sort of reveal. It's probably gonna be like People Magazine or something, but
Do we know what the movie poster is?
no.
Okay, what are your guesses?
Percy, Titanic.
Oh yeah, you did.
Nemo.
You did say them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. I'm going. Do we know? Okay. Do we know what's the Elvis movie poster? Is it like an Elvis movie, or is it something else? Like she had the
Yeah,
Barbie poster Elvis movie.
No, so like no, I think well maybe I don't know what the actual poster is because Elvis Presley was in several movies. He was a double threat.
I'm still sticking with my animal theme, but what are animal themed movies where the
Free
animal
Willy?
yeah, like where the animal was the name of the movie. So I'm thinking like Scooby Doo, but even though like this is not official guess, but like Scooby Doo, like Jaws.
Malibu Barbie, Elvis, and Scooby Doo. Paytas, Hackman.
Air Buddy. I'm going with Buddy.
I think it's water bud.
Oh yeah, you did say water related. Okay, sorry.
No, no.
I keep forgetting. You keep giving me hints, and I keep immediately forgetting about them.
No, you made a joke the other day. Oh my God, what was it? And I totally, like, it didn't even click for me. I was like, yeah.
My Zach joke?
Yes, it went right over my head.
Because I also Snapchatted you. You guys, let me tell you something. So Callahan and I were talking about Love Island. We were texting about Love Island.
Yeah.
And I never know if I need to tell you this, replay the story, and talk to you like I'm talking to you or talking about you in third person, but I feel like it would be rude to talk about you in third person. Anyways, okay. I'm not talking to you right now, so mind your business. Okay. Everyone listening to my voice right now, Callahan and I were texting about Love Island, and she was talking about Casa Amor and all the boys in Casa Amor and how there were two people named Zach, and that they're all of these little kids. They're all in their early to mid 20s. We can't keep up with them. There's a million of them. And she was like, there's Zach and there's Zach. And in the text, it's spelled Z-A-C-K and Z-A-C-K. And I said, there's Zach with a C and there's Zach with a K. You cannot call them Z-A-C-K unless they couple up. But this was a moment where we were both sending messages like back and forth, like very pretty fast. And so my Zach with a CK joke went under the radar and it was not acknowledged, which was fine. Fast forward like 3 days, because I have been thinking about it and it's been eating me up inside because I feel like that is a funny joke.
I know. And I didn't know it was a joke until I saw your Snapchat.
So then I take it upon myself to send this bitch a Snapchat. And I'm like, listen, actually, let me tell you something. I made a funny joke and you didn't acknowledge it. And I want you to acknowledge it. Do you know that she still hasn't? I didn't even know she watched that Snapchat because I didn't get an acknowledgement on my funny joke. And I would just like to that was a good one. It's not often that I make a really funny joke. I know. And I feel like that was really funny.
It was really funny. And so as I'm recounting it, like, you have been my sensei. So like this whole process has been me like, wait, what does this mean? You're like, what's going to happen is just this happens and then watch. So you've been like guiding me along the way. And like, I didn't know when you were like, they can't change their name to this until they're together. I'm like, okay, there's going to be a total swap. And then coming up, you're going to be able to pick anyone of any gender if you want to get to the finish. It didn't occur to me. And then I was like, there's envelopes. You can keep the money. You're like, yes, but to date, nobody has ever made that choice. And it would be really crazy if they did. Like, I was just like, okay, got it. They changed their name. When they get to the next level, they become one person.
Like Steven Universe, where they mold into one gem.
You get your couple name when you've reached your final form. I really didn't get it. I didn't realize it was a joke. And then I think I felt so stupid because I was like, duh, you made a joke. And I was like, I think I thought maybe that was real. Or I just like, it skipped over me because I was like, got it. Name change. Okay. How was I? Like, they went to different houses. People left. They came back. People left for personal reasons. Other people just never were addressed.
In hindsight, Lisa, coming as an outsider, that could have been something that could have been possible. They could, you know what? Touche.
It's like, all right. Because listen, the last 2 seasons, which is only like 8 months ago, because Survivor does 2 seasons a year, I had never seen it before. And like the last 2 seasons, unprecedented things have happened and like all this stuff has gone on. And every time they'd like lose enough people, they have like a new tribe and they're like, so they're all go by colors. I was like, wait, wasn't that guy on his team yesterday? And he's like, that was before they merged. And I'm like, I don't fucking know anything. So maybe Zach and Zach were going to merge and form a super team. I didn't know. Okay.
Touche. I
didn't know.
You know, that's, you know, okay. Apologies for that. Apologies for getting mad at you for not liking that joke.
It just went over my head. Okay.
I really thought I was doing something. It's like I was just like chuckling to myself, like typing it out.
No, I just have no critical thinking. How do you feel about Ace now? Now that he's been out a while.
I still think that he's not great. I mean, I'm sure he's fine. I think Ace would have been better on a different TV show. He should have been more on a, like, if the reason that Ace needed to be on Love Island is that we can get him on Love Island Games, maybe a show that I don't watch, but I'm sure I assume there's more of like a gaming element. Yeah. They get, so you know how The Bachelor has Bachelor in Paradise?
Okay.
I think Love Island Games is kind of like that. They bring people from from the UK, from France,
basically
from
like
US.
MTV The Challenge. Or
yes, I think it's just like that. Yeah. I think it's the Love Island version of that. But you have to obviously have some sort of Love Island background. So maybe if
Yeah.
their goal is to get him on Love Island games, then I think he would be better for that type of show. He's definitely like a game player.
Yeah.
He is I don't want to call him a manipulator. I think he's more of like a puppet master.
Yeah.
And he wanted to control a lot of things that
Who called him out on that though? Jeremiah? Or
Jeremiah.
was there anyone else? Did Austin say something? No, I think Jeremiah was the only one who was like,
I
it's
think it
funny,
was
no one has a problem till Ace says something.
yes. I
And
didn't
like,
like that about Ace. That's why I wanted Ace to go the
yeah.
whole time.
I mean, so I didn't know who Ace was before this. I only barely know who Ace is now, but I didn't disagree with what he was saying necessarily about Jeremiah. So I was like, well, yeah, you're going to be pissed that he's calling you out because it really wasn't all that genuine or whatever was happening. But like after a while, I was kind of like, I don't get him. Like, I don't know what his issue is, but also I didn't like how he said to Amaya, like, whoa, oh, you're
I
calling
didn't
me
like that at all.
babe?
I don't like that at all.
Whoa, we're not like married. And I just thought that was super gaslighty. But what I have learned about Ace Green, TikTok sensation dancer man, is that he does hold lives for like all types of groups, and like he does this whole fundraiser for Down syndrome. It's called like whatever, Up Syndrome sponsors, blah blah blah, and they did a whole dance party and it was super cool. So I'll give him credit.
I think a lot of things can be true at once. I do think
Yeah,
Ace is a good person. I think he's
very
similar
guarded though.
similar to maybe how Sierra was. I think they
Okay.
have both watched this show, studied this show, wanted to use this show to increase their career in whatever way that meant to them.
Yeah.
And they were going to do what was needed to do that. And
Okay.
that's what I didn't like. And I understand that probably everyone does that. No one really comes on Love Island to see love. They come on there to gain 1 million TikTok followers and to get a brand deal. Like, I get that. But at least, like, pretend that you're here for the reason that we want you to be here. I think Ace made it very obvious that he
Yeah.
was the movements that he made in the house were movements that had ulterior motives to help him progress in the game.
In the
And
game.
that's what I did not like about Ace.
Yeah. I love it. We could write a dissertation. You could write a dissertation. This was
And
my
that's-
first semester, you know.
That's embarrassing for me. Like
It shouldn't be.
I'm shocked that I leaned so much, and it only happened in the last like 36 hours. I was like, wait, let me
Listen,
see what Nicolander Hive is talking about, and they
this
have been
is
talking.
anthropology, and I don't think you should be embarrassed by that at all. Because they're going to study this in the history tablets.
One of the reasons that I think people are really excited about this is similar to the West Wilson and Sierra Miller situation, which is we as people, but especially Black women and especially dark-skinned Black women, are not used to seeing dark-skinned Black women being loved openly. Period. And
fair.
then being loved openly by a cisgendered white man. And so, like, the reason I don't like West, it's not that I don't like West, it's that I feel like I feel quite betrayed, even though I am not in any of these situations. But like when someone convinces you that they are the exception and that you are lovable and that you are great and you're perfect to be loved out loud, and they
Yeah.
make you feel safe, you tear your walls down, you get vulnerable, just for them to come out and make you realize that they were just the same all along, and they were using you, or they just wanted to sleep with you,
Yeah.
or they were fetishizing you, or whatever. And then you're like, fuck, this is why I shouldn't have put my walls down to begin with. This is why they were up in the first place. I don't like that. And I'm scared for that. I think a lot of people are excited because, just like I said, like we're not used to, we don't often see a dark-skinned Black woman being loved out loud. And that is very inspiring and encouraging and like dopamine inducing.
Yeah.
And it makes me nervous if for any reason that ends up not being the case. And I don't want to put pressure on them. I really, truly, I still don't know that I'm a Nicolandria Hive, but
Yeah.
I want them to have the best fun, the most fun they can. And if all it is them
Absolutely.
having a big fucking summer and then they're like, this isn't for me, that's great. But if
But
it ends
like,
up like,
yeah, if it ends up to where, but mutually, right? Like you
yes,
see it being a mutual, like that would be ideal. Sure, have a great time, but to not have it be mutual or to find out that this was anything different for him. I don't know. I guess maybe that's where my trepidation goes into this because she is just like she's a knockout
yeah,
and she awesome. And I like he is a he he's very he can be hot. He's like his body's not amazing. His hair's like mid, as the kids say. He has a really sweet smile. Like he's cute.
the
I
kids
don't
aren't saying mid these days, but you continue.
fuck.
I think they've moved on.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure. Uh so but I think that from my perspective, she would rank higher than him.
Yeah,
And so I feel like he's definitely reaching. And so for me, I was like, I thought that she was probably like, because it's not like, I don't know. It's not like him and Taylor are nothing alike. They look nothing alike. Their personalities are nothing like. It seemed more of a stretch for her to be like, yeah, I'm interested in you versus, of course, he'd be interested in her. Of course
I
he
think the
would.
opposite.
What?
Yeah, and I think that this is interesting, and I think it because I
Damn
think
it.
that is from our perspectives. Like,
Right. I
you are coming from a
understand.
perspective that unfortunately is different from the reality. And the reality is there's a lot of people that will smile on your face and tell you one thing and
Yeah.
have the opposite reaction. The reason I think Alandria never saw any of the signs and never saw any of this is because never in her wildest dreams would she ever have thought that this attractive white man would be attracted to her. Never, because she's never experienced something like that. And so, sure, she was like, "May, oh yeah, of course,
Challenges are fun.
the
I got
challenges
you.
are
Yeah.
fun. He's hot. We're friendly." But he would
Right.
never actually like me. He would never actually think that. I think that she thought that because that is her lived reality. People will smile in your face and they will tell you that you are okay and that you're smart and you're safe and da 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 da. But when it comes down to it, they will vote against you or they will not truly love you. They will sleep with you and have fun, but they not really
Yeah.
someone that you will marry. And that's as I mean, like, I don't want to. There's someone that we used to work with. I remember she told me that she really likes dating black men, but she could never marry one. And that's a lot of how
I do remember that.
women are treated, black women are treated. That's a lot of the conversation that was happening around Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, because Travis Kelce, all before he dated her, he
Yes.
was very openly dating black women. He had a type, and then
Yeah.
suddenly he is not. He's dating something very opposite of that, which is okay. You're allowed to have multiple types,
Sure.
but there's a lot of conversations about he's gone home. This is what people do. You have your fun. You date your black women. You use them, and then when it comes down to it, when you do settle down and you do get married and you do have children, it's not with us. And it's that is the hesitation and the scary part, and the unfortunate part.
Yeah. God, that's so interesting because I think that is like the meat of it. I think that that's why people watch these like silly little shows because it's a social commentary on what's happening right now,
Yeah,
but it reflects everybody's background and perception who's coming to the table and viewing this. And
yeah,
I think those are some of the conversations that are important and I think that no matter how like passionate your opinion is, it's from your lived experience and I get that not everybody is going to understand that and they'll come at you for whatever, but I do think that those are the types of conversations that can like be curated through this silly little like any sort of like pop culture reality moment because whether it's reality now, we're looking back already at like VH1 reality shows saying this was like like the founding fathers of unscripted television. So we're already looking back that far being like this is such a weird microcosm like every whatever happened. So what's happening right now, it's okay to like dissect and say it's bigger. There was something you said about being loved out loud, but then it's like we'll have our fun, we'll do these things in private. That made me think of the conversation that Chris had with Huda. And I was curious because we watched it at different times. We didn't talk about episode by episode. I would kind of catch you up. And so I didn't have anyone like one on one. When he said to her, this bothers me, and she's like, I just moving different. Like, I was really feeling like in that moment, if she's like Huda, the like, you can't shake me, I am who I am, like I'm a strong, why would she all of a sudden change her tactics so much for love, for whatever, if she was feeling someone, if she wasn't there to just like get further for America, get further for people to vote her.
Yeah.
So I don't not only think that he was like completely in the right, being like, why do you want to check and see who's around? Like, we're mic'd all the time. They can hear what you're doing in the dark. What is that perception about him versus Jeremiah,
Right.
the model, the pretty boy, whatever?
Right.
And I just think, yeah.
If you want to, I understood his perspective from that as well.
Yeah.
If you want to slow things down and you don't want to have PDA, then that's fine. But like, we're also not going to be having sex around 5 other couples as well. We're slowing everything down.
Yes.
But you're right. Like, it does going back to loving people out loud. Like, if you're not willing to love me out loud, then like, you don't love me, and
Yes.
you don't get to have any of the other things that come along with that, with loving me.
No.
Right. And like, if you're still working on it and you're thinking about it and you're exploring, like, that's fine too. But like, I'm not going to have sex with you if you're not going to love me out loud in front of people. I'm not doing that.
No. And I felt like it was a really toxic thing for her to be like, so right now you're denying me at the risk of me being in a terrible mood tomorrow. So like, I'm either going to punish you now or punish you later. And if he had initiated with her and she's like, no, I'm tired, I'm trying to go to bed, and he kept pursuing it, I'd be like, that guy sucks, or he's a predator. Like, no means no. Like, but
I
it's okay.
I have not watched it. So, but I saw a clip that Huda was on a podcast. I think she has done 2 so far. I do not think that she said this on Call Her Daddy, but I do know that she was on Call Her Daddy today.
Okay.
But I think on whatever other podcast or interview she was on, she said that she was bullied a lot in the villa by her fellow Islanders. And I am confused. But I do think that accountability looks like bullying to people who do not know how to take accountability. And I think that that's where we saw Huda. And that's what I don't like. And I do think that if the roles were reversed in a lot of the situations that Huda has put the Islanders in, that that person would have been removed. If any of the men had said, you need to cuddle with me, 3, 2, 1, or you're going to have a really bad day tomorrow with my attitude, they would have been out of there.
You mentioned something about being so caught up with like Ace or whatever, or what were you saying? You focused it on who?
Ace and Huda.
Ace and Huda. Okay. I also think that I just sort of like honed in on certain characters, and this always happens. Was it their edit? Was this the producers saying, okay, they have longevity to like be together. This person has longevity to continue making drama. So we're showing more of America that. So they're voting more in that direction because we just kind of already know what human behavior is going to say. But like, I do find it so fascinating. I think it's a very interesting commentary on like where our society is at when we're like literally like rooting for, they're not imaginary, but like these people, it's 15 hours ahead and we're like voting on what happens to their lives. It's wild.
Yeah.
But to distract, because there's just so much else happening.
There's so much.
And so it's like, we all could come together for like Tiger King and this kind of stuff. But what did you say? Was it the playoffs or like
the NBA finals?
Yeah, and like more people, would rather consume this. It's so wild. But
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think it's just crazy.
I will end my Nicolandria rant with this. I am not going to say that I'm a Love Island connoisseur. I have watched most of UK. I did not watch US at all until Ariana, so I only saw season 6 and then now season 7 of US. I have not seen France. I have not seen Australia. Okay, all of that to say though, I am no connoisseur, but I have watched a lot of Love Island. So I feel like watching 11 or so seasons of Love Island gives me enough to speak at least this. thinking back about what happened with Nick and Landria this season, I think is unheard of. I've never seen it before. I've never seen where Nick and Landria almost got sent home 3 times. She was saved 3 times. She was that first time in the villa where her and Nick coupled up. And then it was again when Taylor officially coupled up with Clark, and then the boy saved her. And then it was again when her and Nick were in the bottom 3, and then we voted to keep them in.
Yeah.
That's not normal. And I want to say that to you as someone who's never watched Love Island before this season, because I've never seen that shit before. And it almost is like, thinking back on this season and watching what I'm watching now, I either fully believe that fate is real and that some shit like even the producers couldn't produce to happened, and that it was important for them to get together.
Yeah.
Whatever that reason may be, but like that was fate, and that beyond all the odds, they kept staying in the villa because like, just like I've never seen a bunch of people have more than maybe one season we'll have someone have one chance to come back where it's like a fun plot twist.
Yeah.
Having that many chances to stay in the villa is great. I've never seen some shit like that. So it's either like some real life fate shit is happening, or I'm just convinced where this is a simulation. Like there's no in between. One
because
of those things
when they
is true.
were like, they were saved a couple, but at the same time they both were technically voted out.
Yes.
They just had the chance to come back. So it is like, it's additionally wild because it was the same episode. It wasn't even like, oh, 1 point this person got to come back and then they voted them. It was the same. Did producers know that then? Like, had they been seeing, have we not, what's on the cutting room floor?
So I do think that producers do see what's going on, and then produce accordingly.
Yeah.
But I do feel strongly that there's some shit that happened above and beyond what the producers can do.
Right.
And I just like, it's amazing to me to know that there were people who were Nick and Landria, I mean, mid-June, and that I thought they were absolutely delusional, and they knew that they were delusional. But there were people who have been shipping this the whole time. The way, I mean, this season of Love Island is just as exciting as sports. Reality TV is just as exciting as sports sometimes.
Yeah.
This proved it. Scandival, I think, proved it. Like,
yeah. Listen.
To have no hope, to have a pipe dream, and then have a glimmer of something, then to have that taken away, then to have a glimmer again, then to have that taken away, and then to have Nick close off with someone.
They were the first ones to do it.
And then have her go home due to personal reasons because of some shit came out that she said some racist shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's also not normal. Then to have them come back, this is madness. That's fucking crazy. Anyways, I'm done.
That's wild.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I fell down deep in the rabbit hole, and now I might be a believer. I don't know what's going on.
All right, what else is happening in pop culture? I feel like
okay, so I do want to talk to you about something that I know that you have also that you want to talk about as well. And shit is weird. And we've talked about Annabelle before, and I want to talk about Annabelle again.
You're the one that told me about this.
So
the tour, right? Or
Annabelle's on tour.
Yeah.
She's been on tour for longer than Taylor Swift, it seems, at this point.
Since 1970 or whenever this happened.
And shit's getting weird.
Where is the tour? Like, what's...
I actually don't know. Okay, so here's the weird thing that's going on. So Annabelle's on tour. Her tour is called Devils on the Run Tour.
Okay.
Which maybe at this point we need to Google it and figure out where she's going to be so we can not be there, because she's been causing chaos from the beginning.
Really?
Or just weird things have been happening. Because like, didn't something happen? Oh yeah, because when she was in New Orleans, that's when there were fires.
That's why it all came up. And we're like, oh, don't go to New Orleans right now. And then she's been crisscrossing the country.
Yes. So recently she was in Pennsylvania, and some news came out about her, titled Paranormal Investigator Dan Rivera Dies Suddenly on Annabelle Haunted Doll Tour. The article says Dan Rivera, 54, they were in Pennsylvania, was in Pennsylvania for his Devils on the Run tour, hauling the infamous doll across the country when firefighters and medics rushed to his hotel Sunday night. Adams County Dispatch logs reveal a call for CPR in progress on a man matching Rivera's age. Rivera's death was confirmed by the New England Society for Psychic Research, where he was the lead investigator. His exact cause of death remains unclear. Rivera, a fixture in the paranormal world, was doing what he loved, bringing spooky legends to life when tragedy hit. He built a serious ghost hunting cred and social media following off the eerie superstitions tied to Annabelle's haunted past. And honestly, RIP to him. But maybe we need to pack it up. Maybe Annabelle needs to go back home because shit is weird.
54.
That's pretty young.
What's natural about a 54-year-old death? What
Right?
happened? So the report I saw, they still have to do an autopsy, but they were like nothing unusual or suspicious at the scene. I'm like, there's nothing unusual about like being on tour with a haunted doll. There's nothing bizarre about that. Like, it seems a little correlated. I don't know. It's just super weird to me. And I'm like, that's why we brought it up before. It was just like, oh, weird stuff's happening in this area. And then it's like, weird stuff's happening in her area.
Yeah.
And I would love to know a cause of death or like what?
Yep. Listen, y'all know I do not fuck with ghosts, and I think that is weird. I don't believe that Annabelle is real, and even I'm like, okay, but like, let's put her back where she was all these years, untouched and not causing drama. Like, maybe this is a sign.
Yeah. Let that baby rest.
Let that baby rest. Speaking of actually resting babies, did you hear about what's going on with Richard Gere and the house he bought?
No. Is this like a Katy Perry situation, like kicking nuns out of?
Not exactly, but similar.
Okay, what?
So Richard Gere apparently bought a house, and he bought it from people who were very famous in the music industry. Oh, Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. Very famous in the music industry.
Okay, it took me a while to pull up the article, okay?
I thought you were just trying to be like someone I can't remember. I can't put my finger on who it was, but they were like in the music industry or like were the music industry.
No, the article says music legend's daughter angry at Richard Gere. And then I was like, who's the music legend? It took me a while to scroll because I had to get through the ads and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Jump to recipe.
Yeah.
Should be like, give me the fucking article.
Okay, so to very quickly summarize what I think I heard in or like read in this article, like skimmed, let me be honest, what I skimmed in this article and watched on a TikTok is that Richard Gere bought Paul Simon's house and on like a big piece of property, like, Paul Simon, as you just mentioned, was like wildly successful. This house is probably very, very large. And Paul Simon's daughter, Alejandra, is quite upset with him. Lulu Simon is quite upset with Richard Gere because apparently as part of the agreement or contingencies in buying the property was that he would love it forever. Lulu said Gere bought her childhood home and vowed to preserve the 32-acre property, but instead sold it to real estate developers who are tearing it down to build 9 new homes. So successful, real estate transaction for Richard Gere. Yeah. But Lulu's upset because that's her childhood home. That's where she grew up. And she says that's where a lot of her dead pets are. And now she is saying, I hope my dead pets all haunt you. She says, just in case anyone was wondering if I still hate Richard Gere, I do. He bought my childhood home, promised he would take care of the land as condition to his purchase, proceeded to never actually move in, and just sold it to a developer for 9 separate plots. Hate him. And then, hold on, let me scroll. But I also think at some point she did say, sorry. She then went on to say, I hope my dead pets buried in the backyard haunt you until you descend into a slow and unrelenting madness.
Ma'am, that is a whole level of petty. Holy shit. Richard Gere's like 84, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's
So
75.
old.
He's 75.
Okay, that's very different. That's 75 is way young, if my parents are listening. He was never going to live on 32 acres.
No.
Like, what? Also, I don't know California law, so whatever. You don't have any, like, unless there's an like a trust, you can't control anything that people do after you've sold a property. You can't be
No.
like, take good care of her.
Right.
What? You can't. I honestly, unless it's like a wetland or like a historically preserved location, he pinky
He can do whatever he
promised, and I'm
wants.
so mad. And
Yeah.
my turtle snookums will haunt you. Back off. That's
According
hilarious.
to this article on Syracuse.com, Lulu is a 30-year-old pop singer.
Wait, really?
This is the first I'm hearing about this person.
Oh my god.
Maybe she's up and coming.
30. She is at 30. I hope so. You know what? I have hope for Gen Z.
Do you think that 30 is Gen Z? No.
I could be wrong.
Do you think that maybe Lulu Simon and Miley Cyrus can do a collab? Because didn't Miley Cyrus have an album called Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Pets?
Did she?
Listen,
Are
Lulu.
you fucking with me right now? Hang
No,
on.
I think she did. Lulu, call Miley Cyrus.
Lulu. Oh, she's cute. She's just like a cute. She's like a little boop boop. She's just like a little field mouse.
Okay, I feel like you shouldn't. Oh, I see. Actually, I see what you're saying. I was gonna say you
know what
shouldn't
I mean?
refer to people as mice, but I actually see what you're saying.
No, she's like this cutesy little like. Yeah. No, not a. Yeah.
Does she
I don't
sing any
think that
songs
makes
that we
sense to
know? No. Her top song on Apple Music is from 2019. The 5 seconds that I listened to sounded like it could be a Taylor Swift reject. Anyways, Lulu, I'm sorry about your pets, but like that's the nature of the game, babe.
Yeah. Location, location, location.
You gotta dig those motherfuckers up like Stephen King told you to.
Hate the player, not the game. Wait, she does hate the player. Fuck. Oh, man. Hate the game. Hate the system that it empowers the game. Hate the systemic problem, not the person who has to play the game to survive or play the game better.
There's a saying in there
Lulu.
somewhere. Someone will tell us in a more eloquent way than whatever this is.
In the comments or email us.
Okay, so we recently talked about all the things going on in Philadelphia. I am pleased to let you
Yes.
know that our strike has ended. The trash pickup has resumed. We should be good to go. But there's some other things going on in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Including apparently we're getting Waymo, which I don't know if anyone listening has been to Philadelphia, but I don't know that that's going to work for us because
No, that'll be very bad.
people who drive in Philadelphia already do not give a fuck about you. I was walking my dog the other day and I was crossing the street. Like I was like probably like 3 or 4 steps into the street. My dog was like
Into
ahead
the
of
street.
me. And this guy was coming down the street. I assumed he would stop because it's a stop sign. He did not at all. And I out loud said, seriously? And I didn't even mean for him to hear me. Like I wasn't trying to yell at him. I was just shocked. Like you legitimately almost hit me.
Okay.
And I said, seriously? Like it was just my gut reaction. Well, his windows were all down and he did slow down a little bit and he looked at me in my eyeball and was like, seriously? And he kept moving. And I was like, I actually need to shut up because like they might shoot you out here. I don't know when a city who doesn't even care about their pedestrians or follow normal traffic laws, how we're going to handle a self-driving car.
Yeah.
Also, this is the city where when we don't like things, we absolutely will, or even if we do like things, we'll climb a pole and flip a car anyways. The way I imagine Waymo cars going just missing or ending up in the Schuylkill or being filled with random shit and then you get into it and it's filled with I just don't know that we're ready. But stay tuned because as soon as we have an app and as soon as I'm able to order one, I'm going to order one to see what it's like.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine it lasting long in this city.
And then when they go away, all the Uber drivers will revolt and they'll be like, strike, strike, strike. Just kidding. They're
Well, they
independent
already are.
contractors, but the taxis will.
Oh, you know what? I have been taking taxis more often recently, and I
Yeah.
don't hate them.
The smell, even? The smell, it's not.
I've not noticed any smells. Maybe
It's
because
good.
they're not as common anymore. There's no one in there making them
Well,
smell.
after Philadelphia, any enclosed area. I'm just kidding.
Maybe we're actually all just used to it. Maybe everything just smells, and we're just nose blind.
We're all nose blind. I was driving past, what's it called? Okay, so they filled the black top. I don't want to say like long tube, but it is a long tube. And it's hot. It's like hot. And
Asphalt,
yes, but the tube that
tar,
they no, it's
the
asphalt and
tube.
tar. It's the way they were applying it. So they're putting this on. It's just like it's like painting this hot asphalt on. And we
Oh
drive
yeah.
past. I was like, oh, that smell. You have to go slow. My mom was like, I didn't smell anything, and I was like, it's like worse than burning hair. I hate asphalt, and I remember that smell from being on the camp bus when I was a kid
Yeah.
because they were always doing construction on this part of the highway, and I was like, it smells so nasty. And it's not even the cement trucks that like spin. It's like this awful. I think you're right. It's like tar.
Yeah, it's gross.
They fill the holes and everything. It smelled awful, and my mom was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I mean." 50 years of smoking is probably fine, but
You
but
go.
your nose is going to take a beating.
Yeah, you go nose blind to a lot of things. Wait, what happened with gasoline? Remember when we were little, gasoline used to smell good, and now it's just like,
Yes.
like what happened?
I don't know. The brain cells that we killed when we were babies regrew, and they were like, "Nope, nope, herd immunity. We do not like that. No bueno." Turns out we don't like
our,
it.
It's our like, like what is it called? What is our body fighting against natural selection? Like, oh, hey girls, this actually is
yeah.
not something that you should enjoy.
This is not good for you. Yeah.
Natural selection won't get us.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like when the frog or a lizard like regrows its tail. It's like, all right, you get one more chance.
That's funny.
But next time, yeah. It did. It used to smell so good. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or it's the chemicals they're putting into it. And obviously our bodies are adapting, so like our nasal ocular glands aren't going to be as receptive, and it's also infiltrating our tap water and the groundwater, so our bathing supply and our drinking supply is impacted, and girls are starting their periods earlier, and so we should abolish age of consent.
And that's also why you should just eat the fucking Pop Tart, Nara Smith. Just go get the Kellogg's brand.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Who has the time to make your own
Literally
Pop-Tarts?
no one, including her, which she's admitted, but she's still putting on the character.
I'm not down.
I'm not down. I'm not down to clown.
My last bit of update for you that I don't have a lot of recent updates other than a TikTok that I saw. But apparently Central Park got a very large public pool. And within 1 week of opening, there were already people pooping in it. Because big cities can't handle nice things.
No. No. You said there were already people pooping in it. As if I even saw that coming. Like, maybe 2 weeks in, but not a week in. They're already pooping in it?
Yeah.
When would they ever just be pooping in it?
There's also a lot of, which I mean, I don't know that I get. I think that it's a more serious conversation for maybe like better resources, but there are a lot of unhoused people taking their showers because it's their only access to water.
Water. Yeah.
So that's not, great if you want to have a nice summer splash of a day.
I looked into recently, there's a city adjacent to me. They have a city park, but there's a pool there. And so I was like, oh, what are their hours? And I looked it up, and it's like, you have to be a member and you have to be accompanied by a member if you're going to be, and then you have to pay as a guest access. And I was like, then it's a private pool. Don't like, this is not a public park when you have a membership based, and it's like hundreds of dollars to belong to these neighborhood or like public pools. So now it's like, so then I looked into it. It's separate from the public park that it's by, and it's incorporated in the neighborhood. And I was like, it's so fun. Yeah. But it's all like bureaucracy, and it's the way that they like, it's 2025 segregation by economics. Anyway.
But listen, I'm not saying that I agree with that, but I am saying like, I don't fuck with a public pool, because do you know how many people pee in pools? Do you pee in pools?
Of course I do. All the time. In fact, I don't pee unless I'm near a pool.
Are you actually
and then
serious?
I jump in.
You better be dead ass.
Oh my God.
Because let me tell you something.
No!
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. You be dead ass serious with me right now. I will stop this podcast immediately. I was friends with a girl, real life friends with her. And I told her a fun fact that I learned because, you know, I'm a Gemini, so I'm filled with unnecessary fun facts. And I recently, at that time, learned a fun fact, which is chlorine. Did I told you this? I told you this story? Chlorine doesn't
You didn't tell me the story. I learned from you and then verified via doing my own research that chlorine smell is only when the chemical is reactive.
So I'm going to back up a little bit. You guys listen. Everyone should do what Callahan did. If you ever hear me say a fun fact, you actually should
just
verify on your own, just in case.
Fun
Because sometimes I will see something on TikTok and run with it. I don't mean to be a liar, but sometimes I do spread some misinformation. But I try really hard when it comes to things like real news.
Yeah.
I do verify that. But if it's a fun fact about chlorine, it could be wrong. This one's not, though. And that is true. Chlorine itself is odorless. The smell that we smell is the reaction to urine. And so when you smell a chlorine-filled pool, it's probably very filled. It's like there's a lot of pee in it. And I was telling this girl this, and she was like, well, yeah, everyone pees in the pool. And I said, what? And she's like, well, of course I do. Like, of course I pee in the pool. Why would I get up and go anywhere? And I was like, no. Like, maybe you mean the ocean. Like, people pee in the ocean, but you mean like the pool?
Maybe you mean the ocean?
And she said, no.
I confuse the ocean and pool all the time. So that's probably what she meant.
She said, no, I mean the pool. I have peed in every pool I've ever been in. And when I tell you, like, this is very petty of me, I'm not proud of it. That's some shit I couldn't get behind. We hung out a couple more times, but like it never could have. Our friendship could never have gotten closer. I can't be down with you. I can't go into a pool with you.
I'm not trying to kink shame, but I just think that's
if you pee in the pool and you have so little shame that you're talking about it, like it was like she thought I was weird. I don't know that I can be your friend.
You never told me that. I was joking so bad when I was like, yeah, I've never not peed in a pool. That's all. But she said she's peed in every pool she's been in.
Dead ass.
That's just
dead ass. It was very upsetting for me.
Yeah, that's
We are currently not friends.
Not.
We drifted apart. There was no real thing that happened. We didn't fight. We just stopped texting. And I can say, at least from my side, it's because two things happened. One was the pool thing. The second was we were at the farmer's market one day and we bought eggs, local farm fresh eggs, and eggs come in lots of different colors. And our farmer's market eggs, some of them were a little bluish tinted, some of them were green.
Yeah.
And she made a really cheesy joke and she was like, I'm going to go home and make green eggs and ham. And I just like laughed it off because that's a stupid joke, but I get it. You know, you're trying to be funny. You got to give people their little hee-hees and ha-has. Yeah. She called me a couple of days later and she said, girl, do you know that egg was not green on the inside? And she was dead ass serious. And after that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be petty, but like, I don't know that we have that much in common.
You have like 3 overlapping brain cells, and that's not enough to withstand
communication
friendship.
Quickly dwindled because, like, I don't know what I'm talking to you about anymore.
Did you know the inside of that egg was not? Oh my god!
And she was shocked. She was dead ass serious. She was like shook, girl. Do you know that egg was not green? She was shook. I can't do it.
Sidebar: do I know this person?
No.
Okay, good. Thank God. I'd be like, immediately no. Okay. All right. What else?
That's all from me.
Sweet. I have one more sort of
Oh,
like pop culture adjacent thing. And this is where I feel like it's not pop culture. It's only like, yes, it is pop culture. It's not like news because people are talking about it. But there is a couple going viral right now because they were on a kiss cam. Have you seen the video?
did you send it to me?
I might have.
Yes.
I
But
send you a lot of things.
tell me about this because
So
what is going on?
they, it was very obvious from the body language that they should not have been
Wait,
embracing the way they were.
back up and set the scene for people who haven't seen the video that are listening.
So it's in a large stadium and it's a kiss cam. And people, the video has now been circulated a lot because they're like enjoying themselves. People noted that as they realize that it's them on the screen, they're sort of like recoiling and embarrassed or whatever, and like, ah. And
And they
there's
were like
another woman
spooning.
visible.
Like
They were,
she
yeah,
was
he
standing in
was
front of
like
him and his
full
arms
ass,
were
like,
around her. I
yeah,
also think one of her boobs was in his. You know how people grab you and like
yeah,
one
it's
of your
like
boobs is
yeah.
yeah. That's how they
And
were
the
standing.
woman behind them sort of was like there was there. I've seen slow motion versions. It's a lot. Internet sleuths, all the people that should be running these government investigation agencies are currently just habitually online. And they were like, oh, wait, she's the new HR director. He's the CEO. This girl works there. That's the boss. He's married. She's a hoe. This is happening. They were promoted. And you're just like, oh my God. Like people put it all together. And when I mentioned that this was a kiss cam, did you think it was maybe like a large sporting event that was televised?
Oh yeah, was it not?
No, it was a Coldplay concert.
Why was there a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert to begin with?
Right. And so this is I and maybe we've just like taken a narrative and everyone's twisted it, but this is what has been broadcast is that they were at this Coldplay concert. It might have even been like company sponsored, but they were like higher up because they were all kind of sitting together. And it was a kiss cam. And someone has even said like it was because they acted weird. Like how many people were on the kiss cam that night and nobody recorded it with their cell phone? Like nobody got wind of that because the people are just like, oh yeah, we're together. We love this. The fact that they got weird, like who's live stream? It was a live streamed concert, but like who's recording a live stream of a Coldplay concert on a Thursday or like
Yeah.
whatever the hell? It was so weird. And it's like they obviously this is a terrible place to work or have your spouse work. It's toxic. Several people were in on it, whatever. But like, they could have played that off so easily,
Yeah.
and we
So
wouldn't have known.
in the video for our listeners,
Oh yeah,
they pan to these two people. They are standing up, but like spooning. I don't know what that position's called, but like she's in front of him. His arms are around her. It definitely is like intimate though. And then immediately they separate. That man, he drops to the floor. Like when Callahan says they were acting so weird, like that's not a natural thing for you to do. He literally sinks down onto the floor. She stands there for a little bit and like looks around like stupid, and then she like does a quick like spin away, and then she also is like out of frame. They drew so much attention to themselves, and like it was very obvious, like, oh yes, you two should not be
we're
together.
not supposed to be here.
And that's on not cheating on your spouse because you're not safe anywhere. And I hope that everyone gets caught, actually.
Yes, keep getting caught. Do
You're
the
not
dumb
even
shit.
safe at a Coldplay concert. Wow.
They should never.
I would love to have been in that company. That's some kind of corporate drama I would love to be a part
But like
of.
the Slack chats the
Yes.
next day would be so good.
Yes.
That would have been, yeah, that would have been a great day to work in office. I'll
do you
be
think
honest.
do you think a company wide email was sent?
If they did, it was like, listen, or like, we're aware of a video currently circulating. Like, think back to our day, you know, like it would have been like a little dibble dabble. Please don't take any media inquiries, comments. Please direct them to. And that's it.
Yeah.
If they're smart.
Did you ever hear at the company that we used to work at, there was always an ongoing rumor that I never could get to the bottom of. But I do know that the people who this happened to, I think they had both left the company before either of us started.
Okay.
And that's maybe why I never could figure out who it was, because they didn't work with us. But apparently, shortly before we started, there were a group of maybe 5 people at a work event. And it was at a hotel, or maybe I'm making that part up, but it was somewhere with an upstairs. And also at the event was the CEO of that company.
Yeah.
And someone, either another colleague or a staff member at the venue, got the CEO's attention and was like, "Your colleagues need help." There were 2 colleagues, coworkers, people who worked there, who were not married to each other, but were stuck in a compromising position and needed help. And that, you never heard about that? That's all I ever heard. That's all I ever knew. That's all the details that I got. 2 people that used to work at our company
Okay.
were at a work event. They are not married. They are not known to be dating. Something happened where they were stuck together in a compromising position and needed the help of our CEO, because that's the only other person they knew there that they knew to call for help. But it was a big, big, big deal, and that people could not talk about it. And I'll always wonder what the hell that's about.
Oh my God. That's wild. I would love to know.
I would love to know. I would blatantly ask people. The second I got like in with someone that worked there for like a long time, I'd be like, "Hey, psst, hey, psst, do you ever hear this story about someone?"
I would love to know.
And the people that did know, because I did confirm that people that we worked with did know, they were too scared to talk.
That's so juicy.
Isn't it? And again, that's on not cheating on your spouse with a work colleague.
I mean, come on.
We got to stop the work wife, work husband thing. I'm not down with it. But if you have any fun, interesting work stories,
Please tell us.
Yeah, tell us about the work drama,
Do
the
it,
work
girl.
affairs.
Do
we
it.
want to hear all about it.
Yeah,
Have you
for
ever
sure.
had a work affair? I would love to hear. And maybe I'll tell you a story of my own. We'll see. You can find us, if you want to tell us that, you can find the submission form at the link in our bio.
That's right.
You can find us at no.bs.pod on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And then if you want to email us, maybe it's a really long story and we might even need some to respond to you to get some details. You can email us at butseriouslypod. Butseriouslypod. I'm not going to do the email from now on.
That's fine.
Butseriouslypod@gmail.com.
All right. See you next time.
Bye. Say bye, Pepper.
Bye. Pepper.
She don't care about us.
Bye.